I'm Mary Reese from NJPSA FEA, Director of Special Projects. And we're delighted to have Todd Whitaker for our keynoter at our annual NJPSA FEA and NJASCD Fall Conference. So I'd like to know is, tell us and tell our members what great leaders do differently.
Obviously, in a short summary is a little bit of a challenge, but probably the things they do most consistently is, one thing is they make all decisions based on the best people. If you think about it, the best people in any organization don't just look out for themselves, they look out for the whole organization. If you think of it from a principal's perspective, the most outstanding teachers want to be successful, and they want the principal to be successful because they know without that, their students can't be nearly as successful. So making decisions based on the best people is one of the first steps that great leaders can do. And what's interesting is you can also hire great people, because average leaders don't want them in their organization because they know that you're not effective. So you can actually find great people, and then if you treat them well, they'll love to stay because that's the thing they most want, is they want to be valued. So that's one of the keys to being a great leader, no question.
Well, you've been all around the country many times, you've been in a lot of schools, you've interacted with many in conferences, as you mentioned today. What are some of the highlights you've picked up in your work?
Really working with outstanding people. One of the things that I shared, and it seems kind of funny, but it's very true. The difference between the best people and the worst people is a cavern. It's not a sliver. And it's really just finding out things that the outstanding people do, see how many people are excited, care about education, want to make a difference. And that's tremendously fun. I'd mentioned Twitter, and I'm a Twitter fan. One of the things that's powerful about Twitter is it allows truly outstanding people to find each other. Because there's a chance, maybe if I'm a third grade teacher, there aren't any other third grade teachers that care quite as much or necessarily want to be as innovative. Or if I'm a math teacher, maybe some people in my department have that way, and I can find other outstanding people. And for me, that's the thing that's always most refreshing as I work with people. I get out in the audiences, I have a chance to visit, I visit schools, and just to see people that care and try and never lose focus on what's the most important thing.
We talk about Twitter, and you mentioned some of the men who are here at our conference, promoting this, as well as one you just saw in the hallway. So for people who aren't using it, can you give them some tips and encouragement as to why they should become involved?
Sure. And I'm going to think of it both from a teaching perspective and a leadership perspective. From a teaching perspective, this is just one example. If you ask, can somebody tell me what a flipped classroom is? You don't get back answers saying yes or no. You get back answers from people who have been doing a flipped classroom for 1 to 2 to 3, some people 5 years. And they'll send you articles, blogs, YouTube clips of them teaching in a flipped classroom. So I get to see what it looks like, and typically it's from outstanding people because they're the innovators most of the time in this type of thing. When the Titanic 100th anniversary was April 15th, 2012, I believe. And I remember about a month before that, I happened to just be on Twitter looking, and someone tweeted, said, yeah, I teach 5th grade. My kids are so excited about the Titanic. Here's an interdisciplinary unit I put together, linking math, science, social studies, language arts, and reading. I'd love anyone's feedback if you want to. An hour later, I'm a high school physics teacher, and here's a unit I put together about Titanic. Oh, we're a 7th grade team, and it's just ideas of way, and you could obviously put your own unit together, but it sure is nice to not start with a blank sheet of paper.
Sure.
You can draw on their ideas and at least do something as good as they do, if not better. And so that's it. I've seen principals who in their Friday Focus, if you're familiar with the Friday Focus concept, principals who do a tweet of the week, in which they share a tweet and see the power of it and then put a handle. That way somebody knows who to follow. You can also just get on Twitter and you don't have to tweet. You can just be a lurker. You can just watch and learn versus feeling nervous about what do I say. So it's really a powerful thing.
Any other technological advances you promote?
I'm not advanced in anything. I'm a big person. I really like Symbaloo, in which I house all of YouTube clips and I run them through safeshare.tv so that it gets rid of all pop-ups and ads, which is really helpful. And then you can store them in Symbaloo and then sort them out by categories, by grade levels, by whatever it is. It depends on who you are, how you want to sort them. I'm a big believer in that. I'm a part of several Voxer chats, which is nice because then I get to hear the voices of some of the outstanding people. Pinterest is a big thing, but it's really just finding your niche and not being afraid to make that leap. And if you don't know how to start Twitter, hand your cell phone to any kid in any of your classrooms. You will be on Twitter in 15 seconds and can go from there.
Well, any last words of advice to the principals and supervisors, assistant principals and directors of our membership?
I don't know if it's advice, but I just want to thank you for making a difference. You know, I always say the best thing about teaching is it matters. The hardest thing about teaching is it matters every day. And what we do makes such a difference. And we can never lose sight of the fact that now this is a new initiative and this is a new program. We cannot let those things distract us from the real goal in terms of having a positive impact on students every single day. And I want to thank you for what you do that makes a difference and impacts the lives of so many others, including so many that you'll never even know you've touched. So thank you for doing what you do.
And why don't you just tell us how we can contact you via Twitter?
Sure. Well, I have a couple things. One, my website's toddwhitaker.com, and it has all my contact information, and my phone number and email and all that. In addition, my Twitter handle is @ToddWhitaker, ToddWhitaker. I look forward to hearing from you.
Oh,
Thanks.
we thank you.